Okay. Hi, I'm Adwith, and my dash presentation is on Antoni Gaudi, a Spanish architect from the late 19th and early 20th centuries, who built a number of famous works around Barcelona, and commonly dubbed as God's architect. So first, I'm going to give a brief overview of some of Gaudi's works in Barcelona, and then deep dive into a kind of seminal work of his, the Sagrada Familia, which is a Roman Catholic basilica that is still under construction, actually. So first, short overview of four kind of main works of Gaudi's. Kind of focus on this map of Barcelona, which is an image that we can pan over. There are these highlights that navigate to each of these freeforms. So if we start, actually start with Casa Vicens. Click on here to navigate to this link and navigate into this freeform. We get an idea of this work from the Wikipedia page. So this was actually Gaudi's first kind of modernist style building. You can see the influences of kind of Islamic as well as Oriental architecture. See these like minarets and these archways, but also Gaudi's unique style shines through with the tile, colorful mosaics, and these very geometric kind of arches. Okay. Next in the presentation is the Casa Mila, another annotation we can navigate to. So Casa Mila is a great example of Gaudi's kind of appreciation for these more natural flowing forms. So atop the building, we see these vents and chimneys, which again, no straight lines to be seen. They're kind of Gaudi's take on the Gothic gargoyle. In the facade, we see these kind of wave-like forms in the stone. Again, Gaudi's appreciation for natural flowing lines. All right. Next, Casa Batlló, another famous facade of Gaudi's. You see these large windows, large stained glass windows, let a lot of light in to create this very specific aura on the interior. And on the facade, you get these bones, the feeling of like human stone, human skin stretched across it, all made in stone, which is very cool. And these vibrant mosaics, very colorful, very new to Spain at the time. Again, very emblematic of the kind of modernist Art Nouveau Art Nouveau style that was sweeping across Barcelona at the time. And last but not least, the very north of this map of Barcelona is Park Güell. This is kind of an outdoor creation of Gaudi's, and unique in many ways. You can watch this video to find out more. So here we see it's kind of immersed in nature, as Gaudi very much intended. These colorful mosaics, these kind of twirling minarets, and these kind of archways made of broken stone. Very intentional, but also very natural looking. All right. So now we can zoom back out. These are just a short sampling of Gaudi's works, but many of these, they're scattered all over the city, as well as a number of other modernist buildings made by other architects, but very much inspired by Gaudi. All right. So we can zoom back out and navigate to this next kind of section, a deep dive into the Sagrada Familia itself. This is a building you've definitely heard about before. It was built, or actually it was a project taken on by Gaudi in 1883. It's a Roman Catholic basilica, and capturing Gaudi's devotion to both God and nature, which we'll see in a minute. Unfortunately, Gaudi died in 1926 when it was half finished. He actually died in Barcelona after being hit by a tram, and people thought he was a beggar, so they didn't realize, that the greatest architect of the city had died. So he just lay there for 3 days until, someone found him. And construction didn't really start up again until the 1950s, but when it did, you can see this is how it looks today. You see these kind of stained glass windows on both sides. Click on this annotation here. It gives really the introspective, pensive aura to the inside for patrons who are praying. And these towers, the columns supporting the canopy above, have this very tree-like feel. They're asymmetrical. They branch up at the top, and they have this fluted texture to really give patrons the idea of being immersed in this forest glade with all the beautiful light coming in. All right, and this is a brief PDF, an academic journal about the kind of more technical considerations in building the Sagrada Familia. So as you can see, Gaudi uses these hyperboloid Catalan vaulting techniques, very traditional, also very modern, very traditionally Catalan, but also updated to fit these very modern buildings. Another example, these catenary arches seen at the very top of the spires, at top of the columns. So catenary is like the shape made by a rope hanging in tension, but by inverting it, you get a very strong arch shape. So very beautiful, also very functional and strong. Two considerations that are very important to Gaudi, obviously. So we see, again, the beautiful exterior, but the main spire is still under construction here. Hopefully planned to be completed in 2026, which is the centenary of Gaudi's death. Even without it, it's a breathtaking building. These natural forms kind of come to life in stone, very emblematic of Gaudi's personal style. And in my opinion, there really exists no better argument for Gaudi's name as God's architect.